Ladies and gentlemen, SuckItUpUSA.com presents Suck It Up MMA Live. No excuses, no quit. With your hosts, positioned firmly in front of the control board, and out of the red corner, Tom McManus! Across the desk, and out of the blue corner, Larry the Professor Sheely!
Chris Bono's not scared. This guy is a decorated wrestler in the modern era. He is a brand new head wrestling coach at South Dakota State. Wrestled at Iowa State. We know his family well. Ernie Jr. was on earlier promoting Live at the Lot. And Chris Bono joins us right now on Tom McManus Uncensored. Chris, how you doing? And welcome back, man. Great to have you again.
Thanks for having me, man. Everything is perfect. Loving life right now.
Yeah, congratulations on the new gig, South Dakota State, and talk about that a bit and the challenges and obviously excitement that's ahead of you. Yeah,
this is it's definitely a great coaching experience for me. I'm fired up. I'm up here right now for the first time, and we've got a lot of long ways to go to get this place back on track, but it's a hotbed for wrestling up here in the Midwest, surrounded by Iowa and Minnesota, South Dakota, Nebraska. It's where some of the best high school kids are in the country. So I'm fired up to get this thing going, and we're going to build it right and keep building until we get to where we want to be.
Hey, Chris, a lot of guys look to you in the MMA world to help them with their wrestling skills and how important that is. Do you look at some of your wrestlers and look, in wrestling today, as you know, eventually it'll stop, right? You can only do so much in wrestling. There's not the real true wrestling per se, but a lot of wrestlers go into the MMA. A lot of wrestlers make it big time in that industry. And is that, do you think, the path now of wrestlers as they go from high school to college and beyond? And I know you're a Pan Am medalist and did great work after a distinguished college career, but that seems to be the natural path, wrestling to MMA.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got guys are taking two paths now. After college, before we only had one path. Everybody either went the Olympic route and tried to make the Olympic team, and if they didn't, they were done. Now these guys have a chance to either go the Olympic route or go to the MMA, and it's the MMA is more lucrative, and the Olympic route is more distinguished, and you get a lot of honor and winning the gold medal and represent your country, but that's not for some, and some choose to go the MMA route, and as you see, the wrestlers are still dominating the MMA world.
Do you encourage your wrestlers, or will you, to maybe take some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu along with being on the wrestling team, or is that a definite no-no?
No, I love it. I actually make them do it. Not so much jiu-jitsu, but I guess it is. But I'll make them do a 20, 30, 40-minute grappling match.
Okay.
So it just works different parts of your body. It's still wrestling, really. Learning positions, and the other thing we don't like is being on our back. So it doesn't really truly. It doesn't truly look like jiu-jitsu, but it's just another form of training your muscles in a wrestling world.
You grew up in the wrestling. It's done wonders for you. Talk about it to our listeners out there, the professionals going to work that are parents, that have children. Why wrestling, and what does it do for our youth?
Well, I'll tell you, it teaches you how to work, that's for sure. If you're not a worker, wrestling's not going to be a good sport for you. It's given me everything that I possibly know right now. It taught me how to work at a young age, and it taught me that I can do anything. Once you wrestled, everything in life is easy, and I truly believe that. So it gives you confidence. Self-confidence is huge these days with the way other kids are looking at you and bullying you and all that. So, but mainly the work ethic and the one-on-one is really what it teaches you.
What's the key to a successful wrestling career, other than obviously you got to work your butt off, you got to have the talent, you got to be conditioned, but what's probably the best asset a wrestler could have?
Well, you got to be open and willing to learn from anybody who's in the sport. Whether they're 5 years old or, 3-time Olympic gold medalist. If you can pick something up from somebody that's trying to help you every step of the way, you're going to be awesome. If you're closed-minded and just think there's only one way to get it done, you're going to get beat, because there's tons of philosophies out there and there's tons of winning ways, and if you can pick and choose what works for you and really, really hone it in and learn it, you're going to be awesome. But if you are closed-minded, you can just it's a ticket for disaster.
Chris Bono here with us on our MMA live segment on Tom McManus Uncensored, renowned wrestler, brand new wrestling coach at South Dakota State, and a trainer for a lot of these mixed martial artists. I know you were at UFC 145, as were we, Chris. How'd you feel overall about the entire card and the main event?
It started off slow with the undercard, but the main event was awesome. I'm two wrestlers going at it in the main event for a championship belt. You can't ask for anything more as a wrestler and someone that's grew up in wrestling. But I'm a big Rashad Evans fan and a big John Jones fan, and know both of them real well. So it was fun to watch. And I had no favorite, and I just wanted to see a good fight. And it was definitely was a good fight, and I enjoyed it.
Take us inside a bit, if you would, Chris, because from the outside looking in, we kept thinking, why isn't Rashad Evans using his wrestling skill? Why do you think that was, or was it a matter of that he tried and it just wasn't working out for him?
Man, I don't think he tried at all, to tell you the truth. And after the first couple rounds, it was the same old, same old. I don't think he changed his game much. I definitely would have tried. But the length, I think the length of John Jones really threw him off. The length kept him out. He really couldn't set up attacks, and that, it's kind of crazy because he trained with him. So I think he should have known the length was a factor, and definitely should have gotten on the inside and taken away the elbows and the strikes and looked to get his legs. I did think John Jones attempted about 5 or 6 little half shots to keep him off guard.
Yes,
so I don't know if you remember kneeling in there a couple times and then setting up his little his spinning back fist off of that. But I think John Jones had a better game plan.
Yeah, and Chris, is Larry. Jones, as you mentioned, he didn't. He played his game plan. He did what he wanted to do. Evans, you said, came in with a game plan. He did not make any changes to it. I think, and Tom and I talked about this earlier. That long jab of his, I think, just rocked Evans' world in terms of his game plan. Didn't want to get off of it. I'm like you. He just didn't quite bring the right game into it. Didn't try to take him down. Now Evans is a great wrestler, and again, the length obviously made the difference. Let me ask you a question too, in terms of who can be, or John Jones is the guy right now in the light heavyweight division. Who are you looking at to maybe come up and give him troubles, if anybody? Do you see anyone?
Man, I'll tell you what, I like this Dan Henderson match.
You do? All right.
Oh, I do. Dan's got the knockout power. Plus Dan will mix it up. Dan, I'm a big fan of Dan Henderson. Okay. I've known the guy for a long time. I've traveled the world with him. Dan's got that laid back approach. I like this matchup. I really, really do. For Dan to come out on top, but it's yet to be seen.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome, man. I haven't. I mean, there's a lot of respect, obviously, for Dan Henderson. He's been through the battles. He's a proven guy, and I even asked you at UFC, Larry. You're like, man, I don't know, but you do hear Dan Henderson is just a guy that's a gamer that's going to bring it all, and like you said, Chris, he's got that knockout power.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think Dan is smart enough to change his game up if he has to. To set that right hand up. I think he's got different ways to set it up, and if he connects with it, it's game over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's one thing I think, we think they get up there and just pound away, but it's so strategic. We were talking about the Rothwell and Schaub fight. I think that was third to last, and man, Schaub tagged him like 5-6 times and got a little bit aggressive, and Rothwell threw that big paw out and whapped him upside the head, and that was it. I mean, and it can happen. It can happen to anybody out there, and I love the fact that, yes, it is mano-a-mano. Yes, you're trying to beat the crap out of a guy, but a lot of strategy comes into play when you're inside that cage.
Absolutely. I think it is all strategy. to tell you the truth. But I also believe it's the guy that sets the best game plan and can stick to it. And then it's also the guy that can adapt on the fly. If this game plan isn't working, I got to go to game plan B. So it's the same way in wrestling. If you can't go out and impose your will, you've got to be able to adjust and go to plan B. And if you're not willing to adjust, that's another recipe for disaster.
Chris, I know your father is a good friend of Tom Coughlin, as am I. Are there any coaching traits that Tom Coughlin uses that you implement into your style of coaching?
Discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline. I'm a big believer in discipline, especially this age group of college student athletes. They need discipline. They're getting away from mom and dad at age 18, first time away. There's alcohol on campuses. There's alcohol all around. And if you don't instill that discipline, that work ethic, and that kind of mentality, these kids are going to fly right off the handle. So I've talked to him a few times, and I like his discipline. I like his work ethic. I like everything about Coach Coughlin. So I try to pick his brain every time I get around him.
Okay. Hey, Chris, real quick before we head out, what's the best way to follow you guys, follow you with your career now? What's the website for South Dakota State?
The website for South Dakota is gojacks.com.
Jacks? Okay.
Yep. We are the jackrabbits out here.
Oh, quick like you, huh? Quick like you.
That's it, man.
There you
That's
go.
It.
Perfect setup for you.
Hey, really appreciate you, Chris. Been an honor to have you on the show, and look forward to doing it again, man. Best of luck and congrats on the new gig at South Dakota State.
Thanks a lot for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good stuff.
GoJacks.com.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
.com.
Yeah.
Get jacked up with the Jacks.
Yeah, the Jackrabbits, man. If you see him wrestle, man, the quickness he has is phenomenal.
This has been a production of SuckItUpUSA.com and EIGProductions.com. Heard exclusively on the Suck It Up Radio Network.